Yes, my beloved family, as the hot, you don't happen to Peter Obi meet with Arewa joint committee, and there's a statement that Peter Obi made in this video that I want all my northern brother and sister to listen to. Please, just do me a favor, my beloved family. Just hit this like button. So on Facebook for recommend this video. Give others to our northern brother and sister because election not far again. So that they will not say Peter Obi mean good for them. Please share this video and comment obedient to the comment section and hit the like button. May those people may they see this video.
When they talked about the problem of the country, everybody is aware of the problem of our country today. And that problem, as difficult as it is, I believe it is solvable. It is not impossible. Nations have passed through that. Today our country have qualified as a failed state because they have made the two ingredients of what a failed state is all about. The two major ingredients. When you are no longer in control of your territory, and when you are no longer in control of your economy. We are no longer in control of this too. So we've qualified for it. And that has produced its own results. Because people ask me, how did we get here? What is happening here? I said, no country will not go through what we are going through today. If you have about 100 million people living in poverty, you are bound to have crisis. If you have 35% unemployment, in fact, we're very lucky for a nation of our size to have 35% unemployment. When you combine it with underemployment, it's about 60%, out of which 60% of those involved are your young ones in their productive age doing nothing with all the energy of the youth. And they don't have anywhere to exhibit or to do anything. You have a crisis. You have 20 out of school children. And coupled with this unemployment and youth unemployment, you have a high drug prevalence. Drug prevalence in Nigeria today is 14.8%, when the global average is 5.8%. It's the highest anywhere. I can go on and telling you the problems of Nigeria, but most of them you know already. So they are not things that you want to hear any longer. What you want to hear is the solutions, because everybody knows the problem, everybody is suffering, everybody wants struggle. Nigeria is not breadth of ideas. Nigeria is not breadth of ideas or breadth of manifestos. There's very good reading manifestos. There's very good reading ideas in Nigeria. If you go where they are parked, there are people of them. What is lacking? It's the institutional weakness that is not allowed to deliver them, and the political will. The government we intend to form, I and Dachi, with our team, we do things differently. We want to bring a transformative government, purposeful government that will start dealing with the issues. And those issues are known and very clear. The issue of security, which will be decisive. The issues of unity, which will be decisive. The issues of our economy, because it is critical. If you go today, out of the 10 poorest states in Nigeria, 10 is in the north. Out of school children, it is in the north that you have the highest out of school children in the global earth, northern Nigeria. In terms of school kidnapping, it is the highest in the whole world. But when you look at what is happening globally today, the greatest need of the world, the greatest assets, the greatest need of the world today is food. The greatest asset of Nigeria today is in the north. I know people have come here to tell you, or will tell you in the future about oil. Oil is an expiring and a diminishing asset. I know people will tell you about other natural resources. Those natural resources cannot be quantified with the physical assets God gave Nigeria and gave particularly in the north. And that is what we need urgently to ignite and start. Nigeria today is 200 million and we have all this problem. It's estimated we will be about 300 million by 2030. It's estimated we are going to be about 400 by 2050. If we have this problem of this crisis when we are 200, what are we going to do when we are 400? So we start now to unleash the greatest assets of Nigeria. The greatest asset of Nigeria today is the vast uncultivated land in the north. How can you have among the poor states of Nigeria a state like Niger State? Niger State has 56 prevalence in poverty index. Niger State sits on 76.3 thousand square kilometers of land, fertile land. And the only avenue, 7 to 8 local governments there are taken over by bandits. And they are waiting for statutory allocation from Abuja, which is less than 5 billion naira a month. So at most they can get the 50 billion with 76.3 thousand square kilometers. They can't export anything. They are not producing the one they are eating. It is unacceptable. Niger State today can be a place where Nigeria can feed itself and export. Netherlands, without water, is 33,000 square kilometers of land. Total agricultural export, including winter, in 2021 is 106 billion euros. When you multiply it by dollars, it's about $120 billion. If Niger State can do 1% of that, it's $1.2 billion. At 650, it's about 750 billion naira. That's 5 times their budget. But they are waiting for 20 billion. We can't do that. Among the poor states of Nigeria is Taraba. Among the poor states of Nigeria is Taraba. Taraba is sitting on 54.4 thousand square kilometers of land. Taraba, Belgium, in Europe, is 31,000 square kilometers. Israel is 22. Taraba is bigger than Israel and Belgium combined. And the land and Belgium was able to export almost 80 billion worth of agricultural goods. If you go to Taraba, you see the Mambila Falls, one of the best places you can cultivate flour, tea, coffee. I was in Kenya and I saw in the field young men and women who had just had a little skill cultivating flour. They paid $100 and all of them. Kenya did export of flour last year of over $500 million naira. Kenya is not a Europe, it's a third world country. That can grow in Mambila Falls. I was in Ethiopia. Ethiopia did export last year $1.1 billion of coffee. Coffee can grow there. Sierra Leone, with all their trouble, did 1.54 billion in tea. The gold, the assets, the future of Nigeria lie in the north. And what we want to do is to unlock it. We must unlock this greatness. I have been involved in this, and I can tell you, it is easy if we unlock it. Nigeria, when Arewa was talking about rate of exchange. Our rate of exchange is weak because you're not doing anything. Nigeria, that's why we say we want to move it from consumption to production. Nigeria is not producing anything. That's why your currency is weak. A country like Nigeria, a country with 923,000 square kilometers of land, 210 million people living here, our total export last year was 18.9 trillion naira, which if you divide it by 650, today it will give you 30 billion for 200 million people. It's unacceptable. We cannot take it. A country compared with another third world country. Vietnam is 331,000 square kilometers. That is a third of Nigeria. Vietnam is 100 million people. That's half of our population. Vietnam export last year is $350 billion. We couldn't do, for a country we are 3 times the size in land, twice the population, we couldn't do 10% of their export. It's unacceptable. We will deal with this country. We have the gold here. If you put us in power today, we'll start unlocking that gold. And the first thing to do, here in Kaduna alone, and I lived in this country when there's over 400 industries between Pompai and Chalawa and Kanu. I lived in this country when if we want to look for cash in Nigeria in banking, we say go to Kanu and get cash. Today Kanu is dead. There's no commerce. There's no commercial transaction in Borno State. It's only government transaction. So is Kaduna is dead. We will unlock it and bring it back. And it's not difficult. And how do you undo it? We have a bank of industry, we have a bank of agriculture here. You're involved with agriculture. Our bank of agriculture is dead. It's not giving anybody loan. In a country like ours, a developing country, 3 countries are the biggest banks. Bank of Agriculture, Bank of Industry, and Bank of Infrastructure. What are we going to do? I financed one of the biggest rice farmer in this country, Unza in Kano. Ask him, as the bank, I financed him. He's there. You can go there and see. And that is what we need to do.